So for 60 consecutive days, I fasted and I drank black coffee so I could talk about it in this video. So you don't have to try it for yourself if you don't want to do it, and just to see what my thoughts were on it, if it's something that I like doing, if I didn't like doing it, and if it's something for you. So let's get right into this. So like I said before, this week's video is all about how I fasted for 60 days straight and drank black coffee. Now, I know it probably sounds like I fasted and didn't even eat for 60 days. That's not true. I fasted for 16-hour periods each and every day, which is the 16-8 regimen, which people follow for fasting. There's a bunch of different other ways you can fast, but this one I did was 16 hours not eating and then 8-hour window to eat. During those 16 hours, I only drank water, black coffee. This is Starbucks black coffee right here. Black iced coffee, unsweetened. This is what I always drink. It's not the best, but it's quick, easy. It's like $3 and it's what I always get. And yeah, the reason why I drink iced coffee is because iced coffee is just way easier to drink for me. I don't like waiting for hot coffee to cool down. I just want to get the coffee inside me so I'm energized and ready to go. So after 8 p.m. every single night, no food was allowed to be eaten, and then I couldn't eat until 12 p.m. the next day. So the mornings were totally fasted, and in the mornings I go to the gym and do all my other stuff. So I have other stuff going on, so it wasn't too difficult for me to not eat. It was definitely more challenging at the beginning, and eventually it gets a little bit easier, becomes more of a routine. Not eating in the morning, your body adjusts to it, but the first week's gonna be tough if you want to do something like this. Some people are good at it, some people just aren't used to it. So I mean, once you start fasting, it's gonna be difficult in the beginning. And some days are harder than others. Some benefits when it comes to fasting, and the reason why I mentioned black coffee in the title is because black coffee has some benefits too, and it's literally no calories, so it's something you can drink while you're fasting, and it helps a lot because it makes you not want to eat. It takes away your appetite in a way. But basically some benefits are obviously weight and fat loss. When you're fasting, you're not eating, and you're probably not taking in as many calories as you would in a regular day where you don't fast. The reason why I'm not a doctor, but I've researched a little bit. I don't know if this is correct, but I'm gonna say it just so you have a general idea. When stored glucose in your body has been all used up for energy, your body turns to fat for energy. So I mean, it's going to be burning more fat when you're fasting in the fasted period. Some things that I benefited from it were feeling lighter, less brain fog, so I was able to focus more on my work. More things that other people say that fasting and even coffee help with is disease prevention, like type 2 diabetes, heart conditions, and even some types of cancer. Now, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I just read this on the internet, and yes, I'm believing everything I read online. So it's true. And even an extended lifespan in comparison to the average lifespan is another benefit, but take that with a grain of salt. So anyways, in this video, I want to talk about what I liked about fasting, what I didn't particularly like about fasting, and what you can take away from it as an experience that I've already tried. So I'm going to give my information to you so you don't have to waste all your time fasting if it's not something that's for you. By watching this video, you should be able to choose whether or not you want to give it a try or not do it at all. Let's get into what I liked about doing it. So the first thing that I liked about fasting and pairing it with black coffee, the black coffee kind of doesn't matter. The fasting thing is the big part of this video. It kept me feeling light and focused on my work. So if I were to wake up in the morning, well, to give you some context, I do all of my work on my business, which is publishing books online, in the mornings from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay, so that's my window of work. Usually that's where my hard focus work gets done. In the afternoons, I'll do things that are lighter, like maybe edit a YouTube video or do other things that are just not as challenging as my main focuses on my business. I'll do those things in the afternoon, but I'll do my main focuses in the morning. So anyways, it kept me feeling light, and it helped me focus because I wasn't bogged down by this big meal that's in my stomach from eating breakfast in the morning. All I had in my body was water and some black coffee to keep me energized and caffeinated throughout my working period. So I mean, you're not being dragged down by this big meal that you had for breakfast in the morning. That's my first thing I discovered. My second thing is it didn't waste time making the food in the morning. To eat breakfast in the morning, prepare it, whatever, half an hour to an hour is gone from your day. So I mean, a substantial amount of time adds up not making breakfast in the morning. You just skip that. For me, I go to Starbucks right in the morning and I get my work done. I don't have to waste time at home making food and then blowing that hour at home where I could have been working at Starbucks. Just saves you a bit of time. You don't have to make breakfast in the morning if you're not eating. Now, this is me personally. My 16-8 window for fasting was 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day. So in the mornings, I didn't eat. Some people don't eat in the afternoon. So whatever works for you is the time that you might be eating, and you might be saving time. for not making the food during that extended period. So it could be lunch, it could be dinner. For me, it was breakfast. That's what I chose to not eat. This is something that I have mixed feelings about, but I did like it a little bit because I know for the future, if I want to do this, then I can fast and it'll happen. It definitely makes you lose weight. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It makes you lose weight if you're not eating in the mornings. For me personally, like, it's something that I didn't really like because I didn't really want to lose weight. I wanted to like maintain my weight because I'm already skinny enough. I don't want to get any skinnier just losing all this weight fasting in the morning. So that's one thing that I did like. If I want to lose weight in the future, I know that I can turn to fasting and use it for that. But right now I didn't really need that, but that's something to consider if you're looking to lose weight. Fasting is a great option. I also found it easier to get up in the morning. And this is just because I had less to worry about, like making breakfast, for example. It's just another hour of something to get out of the way. A little bit less straining on my brain. I can just get up, go to the gym, come back home, and go straight to Starbucks. I don't have to worry about wasting an hour making breakfast. So I found it easier to get up in the morning. And I wasn't as weighed down because there wasn't a meal sitting in me when I woke up. I mean, I eat before 8 o'clock. There's no like snacking at like 12 a.m. at night where you're like binge snacking and you wake up feeling terrible because you have all this food in you still. That doesn't happen because you're not eating after that certain amount of time. And like I said before, like your window could be different, but mine was 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day. So this is what worked for me. The coffee that you drink needs, if you're going to be fasting and during your fasting period drinking coffee, it needs to be black because you can't be having any calories. So if you're adding milk or sugar or something like that, you're going to be adding calories into your coffee, which for me, before this, I used to drink like a little bit of milk and cream in my coffee with some sugar too. And that was great and all, but fasting kind of forced me to stop doing that. So I consider this a good thing because black coffee is actually healthy for you. It has a lot of health benefits. For me, I built this tolerance to start liking black coffee, and now I drink it every day. Like, I mean, that's a good and a bad thing. I'll talk about that in my things I don't like too. But I think drinking black coffee compared to coffee with milk and sugar every single day is a lot better. So I mean, that's another good thing. If you want to drink coffee while you're fasting, you're gonna have to do it without cream. So you might have to get used to that, which I think is a benefit because black coffee is good for you. And the last thing that I liked about fasting is that it really makes you consider what you're putting into your body. During that window, you only have 8 hours to eat. So I mean, maybe 2-3 meals maximum. For me personally, it made me decide and consider what I wanted to eat a lot more because I want to make sure that I'm liking the meal that I'm making. So I put more time into the food that I'm making because I have less time to eat throughout the day. So like that 8-hour window is like, I want to make good food and I want to be feeling good for what I'm not eating during my fasting period. It was nice because I ate a little bit healthier. Some people might not, but for me, it was just like I wanted to make good quality meals that were worth my time when I was eating. Those are the things that I liked from fasting. Let's get into the things that I didn't like so much. So these are all, like I said before, personalized things. It could be totally different for you. But for me, this is what I experienced, and these are the things that I didn't like. First thing is that it made me feel tired, and I felt like I lacked a lot of energy. Especially in the morning, like after I wake up, not eating since 8 p.m. the next day, you feel a little bit tired. No food in you means a little bit less energy. So that's what your body turns to fat, like I said before. This is something I didn't love because especially like after 2 to 3 hours after I drank this black coffee, because the black coffee helps. It makes you not so hungry and it gives you a little bit of energy. Kind of boosts me when I'm in the fasted period, especially in the mornings when I'm working. But like 2 to 3 hours after, like it kind of wears off, definitely feel a little bit more tired, and you start to really think about food, which gets me into the next thing. When you get to that last, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours before I could eat at 12 p.m., you really, well, for me, I started really thinking about eating. I want to get some food in me. I was hungry. Now, you get more used to it over time, but for me, it was tough. Like 60 days throughout that whole time, like I can't remember, well, maybe a few days where I just didn't notice it because I was busy. But most of the days, you're really thinking about food during that last hour, especially. So like 11 to 12 p.m. or 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Definitely started thinking about food. And that goes into my next thing, which is my focus was improved, like definitely improved in the mornings from like 8 to 11 a.m. Super dialed in focus without all that food in me. But once I said like before, I guess like 11 p.m., you start thinking about food. The focus kind of starts to wear off. For me personally, that's what I found. And eventually, like all I could think about before the window was closed, like 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. was food. I wasn't really focused on my work. So that's something that was a drawback for me. I didn't love that. I like just being super laser focused all the time. Another reason I did not love fasting was because it caused me to lose weight, like I said before, which I didn't enjoy because I'm already skinny enough. I'm already skinny enough, and I don't exactly want to lose weight. Like I just want to maintain where I'm at, and fasting definitely will make you lose weight. You're eating a lot less food. if you're doing it right. Unless you're like binging between that 8-hour window, it's hard to gain a lot of weight if you're not eating for 16 hours out of every single day. But I will say, if you want to lose weight, then it's an excellent thing. I started drinking a lot of black coffee too, and I don't know if this is a bad thing, but I definitely got addicted to coffee over this time period. Like before I started fasting, I drank coffee like off and on. It wasn't like a super ritualized thing that I do every single day. Now I do it every day. Like I don't know. I'm super tired if I don't have my black coffee in the morning. But like I said, it made me drink black coffee, which I always drink. I don't drink it with creamer or milk or anything like that, which is good, but it definitely made me addicted. If you don't like coffee, then you have to find an alternative to have while you're fasting. There's a bunch of other things, like you can have carbonated water or whatever, like the Perrier stuff. There's so many things that have no calories in it you can drink during your fasted period. Some more healthy than others. Black coffee is decent, so that's what I chose to have. And the last thing is, you do miss out on some things that are after 8 p.m. or before 12 p.m. So if I have like a get together with friends and we're eating out or something, like at some restaurant, and it's after 8 p.m., it's kind of like, should I eat or should I not? Because I'm fasting right now. And you don't want to be that person that doesn't eat. So I mean, you got to make your decision of what hour and what time and what window you're going to choose for fasting, because it depends what your social life is like. That can go for anything too. Like you have a business meeting that's after 8 p.m. or just whatever it may be that includes eating. Like you want to make sure that you base your fasting window around that time. So it can be kind of tough because you don't want fasting to start ruling your whole schedule. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the last part, which is, would I recommend trying it? Totally depends on who you are and what your lifestyle is and just what your goals are. For people who are looking to have more focus in their life and maybe lose a bit of weight, like those are the two main things that I found and took away from fasting. It definitely helps you focus if you're not eating, and it definitely helps you lose weight. Then this is definitely for you. Like if you want to be more focused and you want to lose weight, then definitely try fasting. Pair it with some black coffee. Best thing for it during it, in my opinion. If you're not really trying to lose weight and your focus is fine and you don't want to lose focus at the end of your fasting window like I talked about, you can give it a try and see if you like it. Personally, I don't do fasting anymore. I don't really want to lose weight and my focus is decent enough. Like I find that I can focus and get into a flow state without having to eating food. Like it's totally fine for me. But if you do lack focus and you want to lose weight, fasting is definitely a good option. Like I said, I am not a doctor. Make your own decisions. This is just a video based off my experiences, what I'm saying. You may encounter like different things when fasting or drinking black coffee or whatever it is that you may choose to drink while you're fasting, or maybe you don't even want to have anything, you just have water. This is something that is based off my experiences and you have to make your own judgments. And I want to mention just before I'm done here, there are many different types of fasting. Like 16-8 is just one type. Some people do like 24 hours and they don't fast the next day, then they do 24 hours. There's 12-hour fasting. You can do whatever kind of fasting you want. I think 16-8 is like the most popular one. That's what I chose to do, and you can try other ones. I might try a different one to see if it works better for me, but for now, like I don't really want to try fasting. It definitely works for whatever your personal goals may be. For me, I don't find a use for it. That is this week's video based on my experience fasting. I liked it. I didn't like it. There's some things I did like. I hope this helps you decide if you want to try fasting, and maybe you'll start drinking some black coffee. I know I've held this up like 10 times, but shout out to Starbucks for that black coffee. It's saved me a few times in the mornings when I'm tired. Anyways, check out my Instagram. Some behind the scenes stuff there, personalized content if you want to get to know me a little bit better. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. I forgot to say that earlier. It helps. Turn on the notification bell so you know when I'm posting videos. This week is a personal health video. Every other week I post publishing videos, entrepreneurship stuff, and then other weeks are stuff like this. So if you like that kind of content, be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you know when I post videos. I will see you guys next week.